Welcome back to capexforextrading.com. In this lesson, we're going to focus on the parabolic SAR, and we're going to show you how it can be used to get into trends. Now, when you first upload the parabolic SAR, it will display in your price window. It won't display in a separate window like we have here. And when you do upload it, you will see these dots that look a little bit strange at first. But the idea behind these dots is that if they are above price levels you're looking to sell, and when they're below price levels you're looking to buy. So in this instance here, we have these parabolic SAR dots above our candles, so we're looking to sell. And in this trend here, or in this example here, we have our parabolic SAR dots below our candlesticks, so we're looking to buy. Now, unfortunately, the parabolic SAR indicator cannot be used on its own. Now, this isn't because it's not a reliable indicator or it gives us incorrect readings. It is because we need two things when we trade it. We need to first of all know whether we need to buy or sell. And we also need to know if a trend is taking place, because without that trend, we cannot place a buy or a sell. So the one thing that the parabolic SAR indicator does show us is an indication whether we should buy or sell, but it doesn't show us if a trend is taking place. And for that, we need another indicator, such as the momentum indicator. Now, you can use an ADX indicator for this as well, or in fact any other indicator that you're comfortable with that provides you with an indication that a trend is taking place. Now, for our purposes, we're going to use the momentum indicator, but we're not going to go into how to trade it specifically because we have another video dedicated to that. So if you're not familiar with the momentum indicator, then please watch that video first. But if you are familiar with that indicator, then just stay in this lesson. So in general terms, the momentum indicator gives us a reading above 100 or below 100. So when we have a reading above 100, we know that there is an uptrend taking place. And when we have a reading below 100, we know that there's a downtrend taking place. So this is why we use the momentum indicator. Because remember, we use the parabolic SAR indicator for an indication to buy or sell. But we used the momentum indicator for an indication that a trend is taking place. And when we combine those two, we have a very good formula to generate some very good profit. So let's combine these two indicators in a couple of examples. And let's focus on a downtrend first. So what we have here is a standard downtrend. And what we also have are parabolic SAR dots that appear above our price levels or above these candlesticks. So at this stage, the parabolic SAR is telling us that we need to sell. However, we're not sure how strong this downtrend is, because for all we know, from this point onwards, this market could reverse and go back in the upwards direction. So if I just draw a line at the point at which the first dot is created, we need to reference the momentum indicator at this stage. And we can see that the reading is not quite yet below the 100 level reading. So if I go onto the second dot, which is there, you can see that we have now crossed over the 100, or crossed under rather, the 100 line. So this is now our indication to sell. So this is our entry candle here, and we will generate profit from this point down to this point. In an uptrend, we'll do the complete opposite. So we have an uptrend here, and that uptrend begins at this level and ends at that level. Now, to accompany that, we've got the blue parabolic SAR dots that appear below our price levels or below our candles. So if we do the same, we'll take a vertical line and draw it at the point, or place it at the point at which the first parabolic SAR dot appears. So at this stage, we need to reference the momentum indicator, and we're looking for a reading above 100 because we're trading in the upwards direction. And to be honest, this is a little bit too close to the 100-meter line here, so we would not take this trade. But what we would do is wait for the second candle to open, and as long as we have a parabolic SAR dot below it and the momentum reading is above 100, which is what we have here, we would take this trade. So our entry would be there with a stop loss at the beginning of the trend or just a few pips below. So that's how you would trade the parabolic SAR in an uptrend. Now, there is a scenario where the parabolic SAR is useless, and that is when we have a range-bound market. Now, a range-bound market is simply a market with no direction. So we have no uptrend and we have no downtrend. And that's the scenario that we've got in this little section here. So you don't need any special training or anything like that. By simply using your naked eye, you can see that the market is sort of bouncing around. There's nothing really happening. But despite that, the parabolic SAR dots will still appear because that's the job of this indicator. So what you need to do is to make sure that despite the fact that they are appearing, that these dots are appearing, do not use the parabolic SAR and don't combine it with any indicator because it will not work. It is only used to trade in trending markets. And the last thing where a parabolic SAR is also not used is when you have dots both above and below your price levels or above and below your candlesticks. Don't trade it when that appears as well. Wait for one side to appear at one time and only start your trading or your combination of indicators then. Now, the last way in which we can use the parabolic SAR is that we use it as a stop loss. So what we would normally do in an uptrend is place stop losses just below these higher lows that the uptrend is making. Now, when we trade downwards, what we would do is place a stop loss just above these lower highs that this downtrend is making. But when we're using the parabolic SAR, what we actually do is place stop losses below the parabolic SAR dots when we're trading in an uptrend and above the parabolic SAR dots when we're trading in a downtrend. The reason for this is because it allows us to stay in a trend for a lot longer. So it gives us that little bit of extra room to stay in that trend and generate much more profit. So if we were trading this uptrend here, for example, we would get out at this point here. Okay, so as we said, it just gives you that little bit of extra room to generate that extra profit, which is always great. Okay, so that concludes this lesson. If you have any questions or comments, do let us know. Otherwise, please subscribe to our channel or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or LinkedIn. And we shall see you for the next video.